Hi, this is Lisa Marie Nicole, and this is Rockin' for God. Let's rock, let's rock, let's rock, let's rock, let's rock. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the award-winning Rockin' for God podcast. I am your host, Christian recording artist Lisa Marie Nicole. Today is August 23rd and the 21st Sunday in Ordinary Time. Today I have a different kind of show. My friends from the David Bowers Awards, David Bowers and Jon Bonjovial, will be on to discuss life and whatever else comes to their mind. It will be a fun show. I will also play my song American Soldier during the break, since Labor Day and 9/11 are coming up. Today's gospel is from Matthew 16:13 through 20. Jesus went into the region of Caesarea Philippi and asked his disciples, "Who do people say the Son of Man is?" They replied, "Some say John the Baptist, others Elijah, some Jeremiah, and one of the prophets." He said to them, "But who do you say that I am?" Simon Peter said in reply, "You are the Christ, Son of the living God." Jesus replied to him, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my heavenly Father. And so I say to you, you are Peter. Upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of the netherworld will not prevail against it. I will give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven." Then he ordered his disciples to tell no one that he is the Christ. Christ is the long-awaited Son of David who rebuilds and transforms the ancient kingdom in the church. Peter proclaims the mystery of Christ's divinity as the head and spokesman of the church. Jesus blesses Peter and elevates him to be chief patriarch of the new covenant. The magisterium built upon Peter is instituted by Jesus Christ. Peter is given a unique role, chief teacher and ruler over the church. Through Peter, Christ himself assures the infallible preservation of the gospel in the church. Every pope after him should follow this. Stick around for the O'Hare Dogs at the end of the show and a new song, Fire in the Sky, by my former guest, Stephen Michael Newland. I will be right back. There's a light at the end of... I know you're there, God. Sometimes I feel alone, even when I'm not. All the troubles in the world, I forget all I've got. I know. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Rockin' for God. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. And I want to thank everybody for voting for me for everything that I was nominated for. I will find out soon if I have won any of the awards. And I just want to thank everyone also for watching this show, and everyone that's out there right now that's watching, that are new viewers that are watching this or are listening to the audio, which I am now on FIO.FM radio, which I'm so blessed to have my show on that broadcast also. At the end of the show, I will be playing a former guest, Stephen Michael Newland has a new song out. I will be playing, that's Fire in the Sky. And if you are an independent artist and you were on my show, a former guest, and you have a new song, please send it to me and I will play it for you. I'm going to be playing my former guest shows every week on this show. I will highlight a former guest that was on my show and I will play their song for them. So today I have a really fun show. Really looking forward to this. I have my friends, John and David, that'll be coming on and we'll be talking about everything. Bring them on now. Hey, guys.
Hey, Lisa. Hello there.
Hey,
Lisa.
Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Well, our pleasure. Thank you for inviting us. We're really pleased and honored to be able to be here with you today.
Good. I'm so glad that you're on here, David. Nice to see you on here. Have a little problems in the beginning, but everything's good now.
Good to
I
see
want
you.
to
Thank
ask.
you again.
I want to ask you guys real quick to just tell everybody your name, where you're from, and what you do, and then I'll get into some questions for you.
David, you
Okay,
take
well,
it
I'll
first.
start off.
You start,
Yeah,
David.
you start off.
I'll do that for you, John. You get time to figure out where you are, and I'll try to figure out who I am.
I've been trying to figure that out for
Seriously,
years. Hasn't stopped me.
I am affectionately or not known as the David Bowers. You can call me David for short. And I'm out in Arizona in the Phoenix market. And I think that was it, John. I think it's your turn.
Well, okay. Well, first, Lisa, thank you for having us on. This is really cool. I was telling you during the pre-show that, in the 50 some odd years that I've been doing radio, I have never been interviewed. I've always done the interviewing, so this is kind of weird for me.
It is.
But I'm in the I'm in Southwest Michigan. I'm in the Grand Rapids ADI, and more affectionately known as Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Wow.
And this is an absolutely drop dead gorgeous place to live. And while the rest of the country is either getting flooded or is boiling to death, we are entertaining temperatures in the low to mid 70s for the last few days. So I'm okay with that.
How close are you to Lake Michigan?
As the crow flies, about 30 miles, takes about 40 minutes to get there. And it's Lake Michigan is cool. It's an inland ocean. It's an ocean without salt. And it's just a really kind of a magical place. It really is.
It sounds beautiful. I've never seen Lake Michigan. I've always wanted to see one of the Great Lakes.
Have you ever seen the ocean?
Yes.
And you've seen Lake Michigan?
Okay.
You can't see the other side. It's really weird.
Well, I'm in Florida, so we have the Gulf and the coast. So
Yes,
I'm right in the middle, so I have both. So it's great.
Well, we've both been down there for periods of time. Yes.
Yeah. And where were you again, David?
Where am I, or where was I?
Where are you now?
I am in the Phoenix metro.
Oh, you're Phoenix. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful out there too.
Oh, it is.
I love Arizona, Nevada.
A little hot in the summertime, but we don't break our backs shoveling sunshine. So in the winter, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sure John has to worry about that, right?
Yeah, we get a little bit of snow here, but that's why I pay a guy $25 every time it snows to shovel my driveway. I'm not doing it.
I don't miss that one bit, believe me, but it's been 110, like 110 degrees with the heat index here every single day. We haven't had a break.
Oh, I know.
We've been 110 to 114 without the heat index.
Yeah, but you got dry heat out there, right?
Yes,
it's like the humidity is terrible here. It's horrible.
I know.
Oh my God.
As I said, I've lived down there. John lived there for over 20 years.
So
I was there in the 70s for, 8, 9 years. And then I was back there earlier this century for a couple of years. And I know that humidity just drains you.
Yeah, it's terrible. We're in a drought for so long right now. We really need rain so bad. It's so bad here, the drought. So
I've heard, and back to when I lived there, I have not figured out how a land that is surrounded by water and basically on water, it's almost an island, how they can possibly have a drought.
I know, right? It's a big sand barge.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. I don't understand either, but it's just something this year. I think this is the worst year we've had since I've lived here.
Well, I'm not surprised. There's a lot of areas we're having what may be our hottest summer. It's so far it hasn't reached that level, but we're on the cusp of possibly making that.
Wow.
Yeah, like I said,
No.
we've been suffering with the 70s here now for a couple of
You
weeks, and
boy.
Oh, I feel so
it's
bad for
been a
you.
burden, I must tell you, having to go outside and sit on the deck in the chairs and just
Yeah.
and endure this incredibly comfortable weather.
Oh, so bad for you, John. Really. All right, let's get to some questions now. So I want to ask both you guys. I know a lot about both of you, but I want the audience to know about you. So, David, if you want to start first, just talk about your life in radio, like when you got into radio and broadcasting, and like what made you get into it a little bit.
Short, you want a short mini biography then?
Sure, whatever you
Actually,
want.
I got into radio as a result of, as many jocks have, playing around with it at home. I'm, listen to the guys on the radio and all the latest music. And, I play the record player at home and I mimic the jocks and, do my rap and everything. And one day I just, you're in high school, you want to have some extra money, and the folks don't always feed your wishes in that respect. And I'm thinking, how could I make some money? And one day, boom, a light goes on, and I said, wow, these guys are getting paid for sitting there playing records and talking to us. I can do that. And so I got into doing record dances, and I did a couple, and that was all I needed. My confidence was up to the top. So I called local radio station and talked to the program director. And, we talked about getting a job, and he's asking all the usual questions. Well, what kind of experience do you have? And somehow I get the impression my dancing or my dances didn't really qualify me. And finally, I just blew it. I says, how is anyone supposed to get insurance if nobody, or get experience if nobody will give them a job? And he kind of chuckled, hesitated for a moment. He says, I'll tell you what, Dave, why don't you come in tomorrow and see me? And I started that weekend on Sundays doing backup. I mean, I was the engineer. I wasn't doing any talking per se, but I got my experience, got my first full-time job about a year and a half later, and then proceeded to try radio stations around the country for many years after that. And later, it's about, I don't know, 20, 30 years later, I graduated. I decided to move to California. I left Florida, and that was the biggest time that I hit. There was hitting the big time. I was at an FM rocker that had just dominated the Tampa St. Petersburg market. I mean, when they first went on the air, they had like 70% of the teenagers were listening to that one station.
Wow.
And one of my favorite measuring stops was the fact that during the peak of it, we actually had the phone company threaten us a couple of times to pull our phones, because every time we ran a contest, that wing of their phone system blew out. It just blew them out where nobody had phone service, and they were not pleased about that, which I guess I understand. But we had to make different variations to how we did our phone contests. But that was my high point. I retired, went to California from Florida, and got into some other work. I did voice work out in Southern California, in Hollywood, and I worked nightclubs there as a disc jockey, and had a great time. Met a lot of great, wonderful people. And Southern California is climatically, geographically, it is a beautiful, beautiful place. I wasn't at all disappointed, and things went full circle. So now I'm back doing my radio show. Only John and I discovered that with the internet, we could do our own show without having to worry about a program director or an engineer or sponsors or anything. We could just go and do what we darn well pleased. And that's exactly what we're doing.
Good for you. That's exactly what I'm doing. So I understand.
Glad to have you on board in the club.
Thank you. I like to be part of the club. I'm blessed to be part of the club.
And
So what
we're
about
blessed
you?
to have you.
Thank you. And by the way, they've interviewed me a couple of times, and it was a lot of fun. I love being on their show.
Well, we
And
love
we
having
love-
you on the show
We
too.
love having you on. And John, there is a reason that nobody ever interviewed you. We'll discuss that after the show.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I understand why nobody interviewed me. I'm you know, I have an eclectic personality. Yes, that's.
Well, that's a discreet way of putting it. Yes.
But as far as my brief resume, as a kid, I did the same thing. Late at night, I'd play records. I'd pretend like I was talking them up. But I also loved DXing, where I'd get my radio and I'd see what kind of distant stations I could get. And I was growing up in the Boston area, and I was able to listen to WABC in New York, WKBW Buffalo, WLS Chicago, and all these flamethrower radio stations, WSM in Nashville, and I don't know. I just developed this obsession, if you will, that is just like, this would be so cool to do something like this. I can remember, I think I was 16 or 17, and I went into downtown Boston and I found WBCN's studios. Now, WBCN was one of the first AOR stations, album-oriented rock stations in the country. I think they were, there was, I can't remember the call letters. There was a station in San Francisco that was the first, and then WBCN was the second. And I can remember just, going there and I just wanted to say hi to them and see what they did. And, they let me into the control room, and I thought that I was in the cockpit of a big jet airliner. It was so it just knocked me over. And so I thanked them very much. And then in 1969, my family moved down to Florida, down to Fort Lauderdale, and I went to the University of South Florida, and I went to the campus radio station, WUSF, and I said hello to the guy. I remember meeting the news director, a guy named Norm Hale, and Norm says, "You got any experience?" I said, "No. I'm just curious." He says, "You know how to read?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Okay, here's some paper, read it over, and you're going to do the next newscast, a 5-minute newscast." Well, it scared the absolute living you-know-what out of me. But I did it, and I was horrible. And but I got a job at that station, and I was just in heaven. And then from there, I went on to I got a job at a country station in Tampa, which is where I met the David Bowers, WQYK, Quick Country. And David was the evening guy, and I was a part-timer. It was my first commercial gig, and I was still pretty awful. And that's where that was in 1972.
Wow.
74?
70, yeah.
I think
73,
okay.
74.
74, yeah. Okay. Anyway, so he kind of took me under his wing a little bit, if you will. And instead of talking like this all the time, which I thought disc jockeys were supposed to do, I kind of mellowed the delivery out a little bit. And from there, I got a job at WIRK in West Palm Beach, which is a country station. And then from there, I went back to Tampa and competed head-to-head against David at the one of the preeminent country stations in the southeastern United States, WSUN, and we called ourselves Sun Country. And they dominated. David's station dominated the younger demos, up to the teens and the 2554s, and I think we were number 2 in the market, 2554, and 3564. We were number 1 with a bullet.
Yeah, it was,
and it was an AM station. It was an AM station. It's the biggest signal I've ever worked on. We covered the entire southeastern United States at night, and I was on at night. And so I just, I loved getting calls from Nashville. I would get calls from, Virginia. I'd get calls from Louisiana. It was really pretty cool.
And then he'd make calls to me in Tampa. So
Yeah,
that was a kick too.
And then I went out west and got a job at. I came really close to getting a job at KROQ in Pasadena, California. I didn't get it because I didn't have any rock experience. It was country, which is what I did. And so then from there, I went up to the Owens Valley in California, which is about 250 miles or so north of LA, and spent 7 of the most peaceful, blessed years of my life in that part of the world. It is that part of California is just it's the deepest valley in the Western Hemisphere. It has the tallest mountain peak in the lower 48. It also has the lowest point below sea level in the Western Hemisphere. That's Stovepipe Wells in Death Valley. And and all of this was in one county, in Inyo County, where I lived. And I worked for KIOQ in Bishop for about 4 years, and then I got a job at managing a station in Lone Pine, California, KESR, which is where David and I reacquainted ourselves.
Yes.
He came up to. He found out where I was, and he came up, and we just kind of met in the middle of the street and gave each other a big hug.
We did indeed. It's
and I sort of retired from radio a little bit because, all of a sudden my wife and I decided that it's a good idea. Let's have some kids, and you can't support kids on a radio station salary pretty much. You used to not be able to. And so then he and Sandy came over to the house one day, and David says, I got this idea for a show. He says, are you sick and tired of answering to other people? I said, oh, hell yeah. I don't want to do that. And so he came up with the idea for the David Bowers Awards. And this is like 14 years ago, and we're still going strong.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask you when. All right. Well, let me ask you this then. So you told me when it was founded. Why did you go out of broadcasting regular radio to take to doing things for independent artists? What made you guys want to do that?
You want to go first, John?
Sure. A lot of musicians, artists, whether it's Kool and the Gang, which David would have been playing, or George Jones, which I would have been playing, they made it possible for us to make a living and do what we truly, truly have a passion for. And so it was kind of the way David put it was, it wouldn't just be a way to pay them back to get some people on that nobody's heard of but are really talented. And interview them, talk about their life, talk about their music, talk about the the process that they go through to create that music. And and at first it was like, I don't know, but he pretty much took the equivalent of a 2x4 to hit me over the head to get my attention, and I said, yeah, okay, let's do it, and we did it.
Yeah, it's great. Go ahead, Dave.
I was just going to say that is pretty much true, but I probably only had to hit him one side of the head. But it was an evolution. We got together on the idea. My concept was pretty much what we're doing now, and the idea of going almost exclusively with indies and beginner artists was something that evolved in the very first few weeks. We found that it was working with these young, or not all young, but with the younger beginner neophytes, the people that hadn't made it yet. And so we started getting more of them, and very quickly evolved into that was our sound. We were doing the indie artists. We've had some majors, including some of the big ones from the past, the Oak Ridge Boys for one, Tommy James of the Shondells. He's been on, and but we have featured and almost exclusively indie artists and up and comers, and we love it. It's like Jon said, it's payback for the artists whose music paid our bills while we were on the way up, and now it's pay it forward to these new artists, and it really makes you feel like you've accomplished something. You really get a feeling of satisfaction watching these artists grow, listening to them as they mature in the business as well as a person themselves. And I've compared it oftentimes to raising your own children. Not that I consider these artists children, but the evolution of them growing and us watching them grow. They come back on the show, which is the highest compliment we can get. If an artist wants to come back on our show, then we feel like we've really accomplished something. And we have several that have repeated many times. And I don't like leaving people out, but I will mention the fact that David Martinez of Texas is the most frequent flyer on our show and has been, well, ever since our first year. And there are several others, including you, Lisa, who have been with us and hopefully will be coming back again and spending more time with us so we can pay you back for putting us on the spot today.
Oh, I really appreciate that. And speaking as an independent artist, I know that every one of them appreciate what you guys do because, you know, as an indie artist myself, you know, that we look for the promotion and the people to recognize us and what we're doing, you know, and to help get us out there. And that's exactly why I started this show also, for the same reason. So I'm trying to pay it back also, exactly what you were doing, because, and being in the same situation, I understand what it feels like to come from where they're coming from. So it's a blessing to be able to do this and to help.
How long have you been doing Rockin' for God?
This show is going on 3 years.
Good for you.
Hey.
Good.
And I'm actually booked up to the middle of January right now.
I saw some of your posts saying you were booking into next year, and that's wonderful that you can do that. It is.
Yeah, it's I like I said, I look just like you guys do it. I really enjoy seeing these people, and you know, it's so funny because when I first started doing this, I knew a lot of people in the industry, and I knew a lot of people that were coming up, but there's so many unbelievable independent artists that nobody has heard of that are incredible, that should be on the radio. They should be known. They should be heard. And by us doing this and helping them get their name out there is, you know, the best thing that we could do for them, because it's so hard moving up in this industry when you're nobody, when nobody knows who you are, nobody knows your music.
You got that right. Absolutely. You know? And it's, as you indicated, it's a pleasure. It's a blessing to be able to do this. And you get paybacks immediately. Now, it's not necessarily cash paybacks, but as Jon refers it to, it's a psychic income.
Psychic income. That's
we
right. We're wealthy beyond our wildest dreams in psychic income.
Another example of that is watching these artists grow and succeed, as I mentioned. And a good example is from the ISA Awards, which I believe you had entries into, did you not?
Yeah, I don't know anything yet because they'll post it online. They'll post the winners online. I couldn't make it this year.
I do know, we got the news today that one of our repeat guests, or as we call him, one of our show winners, Ms. Charisse D'Souza from India.
Oh, yeah. She wins all the time.
International Artist of the Year award. And, you know,
she's pretty good too.
Yeah.
We didn't exactly make her career, but we're proud to say we've had her on the show several times, and she keeps coming back too. Now the real test is, will she come back and see us now that she's a big star? But no, she's a great person, a great talent, and really proud of what she's done, as we are of you. You're our first talent that's gone into this portion of the industry. So you got a special place in our heart too.
Thank you. Wow, I appreciate that. I also am nominated for Podcast and Podcaster of the Year for the Spin Awards.
Fantastic.
So that I'm looking forward to that. That's in October. So I'll see if I win that, but I made it to the finals. I was like in the top 5, which is unbelievable because there was thousands of people that entered this thing. So that was really, really a blessing. But is it okay if I take a break real quick? I'm going to play
Absolutely. It's your show. You do your thing.
I know you guys like this song, so I'm going to take a break for a minute and we'll play this and we'll be right back. And this song is dedicated to everyone out there that is served. And this is for Labor Day coming up and also for 9/11. So we will be right back. He sits there on the front line, rifle by his head. Fresh wound from a firefight bleeds out of his leg. He closes his eyes and starts to pray that God gets him through this day. The sound of the war is faded thin, but all he wants to do is win. American soldier, American soldier. He has battle scars on his body as well as on his soul. There are things he has seen that will never be told. His friends lie dead in front of him, but his will is strong. With God on his side, he can never go wrong. American soldier. Just a man and his gun. Once it's completed, he can hold this newborn son. His wife awaits his embrace. The enemy stares him in the face, but he is not alone. The God is in control. American soldier, American soldier. On his body as well as on his soul. There are things he has seen that will never be told. His friends lie dead in front of him, but his will is strong. With God on his side, he can never go wrong. American soldier. That's his creed and his plan. American soldier, American soldier. He has battle scars on his body as well as on his soul. There are things he has seen that will never be told. His friends are dead in front of him, but his will is strong. With God on his side, he can never go That was my song, American Shoulder. Shout out to the great Floyd Fesky, who produced that song and sang backup on that with me.
And as one who served, I'll speak for all who served and thank you for your tribute and your support.
Thank you very much. And thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And that's what I wanted to ask you. Do you guys volunteer for any charities or do anything for any kind of charities?
Some more or less undercover. It's not something
Yeah.
that I advertise or anything, but it's a case of you help when you can.
Yeah. Well, veterans, I know veterans need the help and the support.
Yeah,
And that's why I do whatever I can for them.
There's a definite need that is not being fully served for our veterans, and that's really a kind of an embarrassment of riches in this country because we're one of the best, wealthiest countries in the world, and when we have numbers of servicemen sleeping on the streets, there's something wrong.
Yeah, I know. I just pray every day for them and they come home safely, all of them, wherever they are.
Amen.
I want to ask you guys a question. I don't know this about you, but have either one of you wrote or produced or have made a song? Have any of you wrote a song at all?
Guilty.
Really?
Guilty.
Cool.
Yeah, I used to in my teen years and into my early adulthood, less frequently later, but every now and then I would sit down and work out a song. I used to play piano, not well, but adequately. And so I have been guilty of that several times.
I didn't know that about you. I didn't know you played piano.
A little bit, my mother insisted, and I went along with it. I was really excited and really into it until my piano teacher retired. And the only other teacher in the area, in the small town in upstate New York that I lived in, was, my impression was she was an old meanie. And there seemed to be several others that I knew that were of the same opinion. So I never went back to her. I just picked up a trumpet and then played in the high school band, and later went into marching, drum, and bugle corps for many years.
Wow. So you've been in music your whole life, basically.
Basically from, I don't know about when I was born, but I can remember as far back as my childhood, which would be before 5 years old, sitting in the living room listening to my grandfather play his Victrola. And Eddie Arnold, I remember Eddie Arnold. He was one of the first ones I got to listen to. And ever since.
That's good. What about you, John?
I have written one song. And I think I was 18, maybe. I was going to school in Miami, and we had a project about an environmental project going out into the mangroves and the Everglades and that kind of thing. And I wrote a song called "Pollution Baby Blues," and I play guitar poorly, but I play guitar, and I would accompany myself. Pollution baby blues. That's what's happening in the news. Don't cry, little darling. We've got the pollution baby blues. There's garbage in the air. There's garbage everywhere, honey. There's garbage in your hair. I've got the pollution baby blues.
You should have got a hold of Barry McGuire. That would have been a great follow-up to Eve of Destruction.
Yeah, right.
So you play guitar too?
Yeah, that's my claim to lack of fame.
Well, at least you wrote something.
Yeah,
that's great, really.
It's not easy writing music.
No, it's not. No, it is not.
I've been blessed to be able to do that. That's it's not easy playing. It's not easy playing and singing at the same time. It's just something that, either you're born with or you train yourself to do. I've just been blessed with this gift, so I use it,
And, the crazy thing is that we talk to people on our show all the time about, yeah, I wrote it in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then other folks, it's like, well, I had this idea, and it was a concept that I was kicking around in my head, and it took about 5 years, but I finally got it, and this is what you just played. And then there's the other guy that says, yeah, I wrote it in 5 minutes, and it's a killer song.
It's the inspiration.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, yeah, it could come to you like that. I mean, sometimes you have the music in your head and you don't have the lyrics, and sometimes you have the lyrics and you don't have the music, and sometimes the whole song. I've had whole songs come to me like that. I mean, a whole complete song. I would wake up in the morning and have a whole entire song written. So, it depends, I think. People get inspired by different things also to write things. So, but I just enjoy it. And there's so many other people out there that do the same thing, and they do it also. And it's great to be able to do that. I've been writing since I was 7. So
wonderful. It's a great cathartic too. It's a way to relieve yourself of stress. You start by exploring your own feelings and expressing them. And it's a way of letting off steam, if nothing else. So it is definitely not a bad thing to be stuck writing songs, even if they go nowhere. They've already done you some good.
It's therapeutic.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I do it too, because, I know you guys know that I suffer from a lot of pain, chronic pain, and a lot of stuff I do is to help others also. So people that suffer out there with anything, mental, physical, spiritual, any kind of pain, I try to write music to help them and to help, like it's helped me. So I wanted to get it out there for them. So at different times in their life, they could listen to one of my songs and hopefully it will help them in the situation they're in.
And that's the value of it. Something that is a part of you that either fills you or afflicts you or whatever, and you're able to share it with other people, some of whom are bound to be sympathetic to whatever you're saying. And that's your gift. I mean, this is your gift to the world.
That's the way I look at it, and I'm blessed to be able to do this. It is. Do you guys have any new projects or any shows or anything else you're working on for the rest of the year?
Survival.
CBS already has that show.
Yeah, right.
Nothing substantive. We're exploring. I've been saying we're beta testing it. It's not quite that official, but we're exploring the possibility of going video, as you have here.
Yeah.
And there's a good chance that that's in the future. I know we have many friends and contacts who would not be disappointed by us doing that. And we would really like to, if we can pull it off and make it good. That's the bottom line. If you're going to do something, do it right. I don't want to do something that looks like, I was a high school junior and didn't have anything else to do. So I turned on my camera and, went national with my new show. But if we can do it professionally, yeah, we very well might do that.
That sounds great. That sounds great if you do that, because you guys got a great show now. So to do it like this.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's something that we've been wanting to do for a long time. And we just, look, we're both the crown prince of procrastination. But eventually, you get kicked in the butt enough times, and it's like, okay, I don't want to get kicked in the butt. Let's try playing with this. And
I had someone
we're at that point now.
I had someone tell me, and I regret that I cannot for the life remember who it was, but someone told me, at the end of your days, the only thing you will regret are the things you didn't do.
It's true.
So go for it.
Yeah, and I would love to come on if you guys wind up doing that. I'd love to come back on for that. It'll be just like it is now.
Yeah, you are definitely on that list. Absolutely. As John's first interviewer, you already have a place on the mantle.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be the first
Yeah.
interview.
Well,
I can't
this has
believe
been a
it.
lot of fun. Like I said, I have never been interviewed, and I've just, you when you do a show, after you develop a routine, you kind of go on autopilot.
Mhm.
And so this is a different routine, at least for me. And
Mhm.
I don't know, I kind of dig it.
Good.
Well,
A lot of
Good. I'm
fun.
glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
it tests your trigger reflex. You've got to come
Mhm.
up with an answer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm the one asking the questions, not being asked the questions. So that makes you think a little bit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Before you follow the instructions of insert foot in mouth, you know.
Well, I have a bunch of interviews coming up on other people's shows too, and I'm the same way now because now I interview everybody and I'm the one that asks the questions, and
Mhm.
they want to give me the answers, and I'm like, no, I like to be surprised.
Right.
I don't want to look at I'm better off answering things without looking at I like to answer off the cuff, I don't like to
Sure.
think about things. That's just the way I am.
Well, we
And
had a couple of basics for the show as we put it together. One was no prepared questions. We would open the show, we would bring on the guest, we would start a conversation, ask them some questions that we felt the listeners might like to know.
Mhm.
And after that, let the conversation go where it goes.
And one of the few parameters that both of us were insistent upon was I do not get to hear the music before we go on the air. And so if I don't get to hear the song, I have no opinion. I have no judgment of that song until I
Mhm.
play it. And it's like, oh, hey, so I can, because David will say, well, Jon Bonjovial, what did you think? And I usually, 99 times out of 100, it's a kind of a gut visceral reaction.
Yeah.
Now look, we've played stuff, and I look, I know you have too. We've been around, doing this for 3+
Mhm.
years. You get music on the show that you may not like. You get an artist on there, it's like, "Ugh." But the last thing I would ever want to do would be to insult anybody because
No.
they're out there on the edge.
Yep.
They're
Yeah.
teetering on the edge, and I'm not going to be the one that says your music sucks. I don't think you should do this. I would never do this to any of our guests.
Well, not at the air, at least.
But we have now. I think probably the closest that I've ever come to really criticizing somebody's music. We had a young lady on a couple of weeks ago, and the song was good, but the audio quality was horrible.
Oh, the production, yeah.
Yeah, and I told her flat out, I said, if you clean up the audio on this, then you've got the potential for having a good hit. But if you try to pass this off the way it is now, you're not going to go anywhere with it.
Yeah.
It was a decent song,
Mhm.
but the quality was horrible on it. And I mean, look, I told her that, but I in the nicest terms that I could possibly think of, because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. I didn't want to break her heart. That's not what we do.
No, well, you're right, because I've done that too. And the reason why is because it doesn't come across good on especially this program, this site. The song is like they won't be able to hear. Like somebody did send me a song a couple of years ago that they were a guest, and the audio was so bad I couldn't even hear the person singing. And I said, you have a great voice. I can't hear you singing because of the audio. The song was
Right.
not
The
properly.
balance, sure.
And I said, see if you can go back and get me a different version of it or something. And they went to the producer and they redid it and sent me a better version of it.
Mhm.
But, I'm not going to play a song if you can't hear, I mean, I'm trying to promote these people and to promote themselves. And if the audio is terrible and you can't hear their voice or hear the song, what's the sense of even playing it?
What's the point
Sure.
of it? Exactly.
Yeah.
But I know what you're talking about. And I've done that. And that's why I tell people ahead of time, give me a studio produced MP3 that is good, that I can play, that people can hear, especially if it's a new song that they want to release.
Mhm.
But, it's, I'm just glad that you guys came on, and I'm blessed to be friends of yours. And just,
That goes both ways.
Yeah.
thank you.
And thank you so much. This has been fun. I've really enjoyed this. Thank you for having us on your show.
Absolutely.
I'm
Thank you.
glad. And I will be looking forward to coming back on yours.
We're looking for it too.
Yeah, keep in touch, guys.
And you? Yes.
Thank you so much again, and enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you.
All
God
right.
bless. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care,
Okay.
Lisa.
Have a good night.
Yeah,
Bye.
you as well.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that show. I know it's a little bit different than I normally do, but they are a great bunch of guys, and I learned a lot from them in the industry. So it's just you can follow them on Facebook, and the David Bowers Awards. He's all over the place, all over Facebook. You can find him all over the place. So I just want to I'm going to show you the dogs real quick before. Everything worked out great tonight. There was no problems with the audio or anything. So thank you, everybody in the comments that are making comments, because let me see what I got here today. I have Bella, who's still available for adoption. She is a 1-year-old Rottweiler mix, and she's with O'Hare Open Hands Animal Rescue. She's also been in foster for about a year now, and she needs someone to please adopt her, or if somebody else wants to foster her, but no cats, and I think no small dogs either. So if you're interested, you could contact Open Hands Animal Rescue in Ocala, Florida, and to see her. This is Ethel. Ethel is a female. I think she's a year old. And she's also in foster, and she's available for adoption. I don't know too much about her. You would have to contact them to find out more information about her. Shane is looking for a home. Shane is 4 years old. He's with the foster. He was in a terrible situation with his parents, and he really needs a home and somebody that's going to love him for the rest of his life. So if you think that you can foster Shane, or you would like to adopt him, you could go on openhandsanimalrescue.org and you could fill out an adoption form, or you can speak to them about it. These are the puppies. They're still available for adoption. Sage is one with Willow has the green bow. Sage is another one, looks just like this one. And they are ready for adoption. I think they are ready for adoption. But if you can't adopt any of these puppies or these dogs, you can go on openhandsanimalrescue.org or follow O'Hare on Facebook, and you can make a donation. They do incredible things. I am so blessed to be a part of them, and they do incredible things for animals everywhere in Ocala, and stand out without the Florida region, also for equine also. So if you can make a donation to them, I am going to be running a fundraiser for them within the next couple of weeks, where anybody that makes a donation over $10 will get one of my CDs. So if you can make a donation to them, they would really appreciate it. And so I got a lot of people on here today. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I really appreciate it. And also, besides the O'Hare dogs, I am going to be doing my first Jerry Lewis telethon. It is on Labor Day, which is great because I could do America's Soldier and United We Stand. And it's going to be at the Moose Lodge in Bellevue, which is in Moose Lodge in Ocala, which is in Bellevue, Florida. And I am going to be singing between 2 and 3 o'clock. And I will be doing trivia questions also for the Jerry Lewis, for the Florida Kids Helping Kids campaign, which does everything for the children of Florida that need homes and, need a lot of things in their lives. So I am so blessed to be a part of this year. Never done this before. It's going to be interesting. So if anybody's in the area and would like to come by and see me perform, and you just donate a couple of dollars, as much money as you can, to help out, and you could get a dinner there and they will get a dinner. They have all kinds of things going on the whole day. It's going to be awesome. But you can go on Florida Kids Helping Kids. They have a Facebook page, and you can go on there and see what they're going to be doing. And coming up next week, I have Pastor Gordon Wyans from Hot Rod Garage. That's going to be an interesting show. I met him in person. I posted the picture on Facebook in Bushnell, Florida. Not Bushnell. Bushnell, Florida. I met him. I went down there, and I saw him at the BJ's Warehouse, and we met each other. So he's going to be on my show, and it's the first time I've met a guest before they came on my show. So this is going to be a really awesome show next week. That is the end of August, the 30th. Then coming into September, I have Rachel Huff. She's on the 6th. I have Aaron Lucino on the 13th, Heather Perrone, and Jerry Caruso is a comedian. That's going to be interesting. He's Christian. He's going to be a comedian. I can't wait to I've never had a comedian on my show. This is going to be interesting. So I'm booked up until January, the second part of January. So if you are an independent artist, if you're in the music industry in any way, shape, or form, you see what I had on today. You could be in radio. You could be a promoter, producer, manager, a ministry, clergy, author, anything, and you want to tell your testimony, you want to come on here and talk about your life, your faith, and anything else, just send me an email to rocketforgodpodcast.lisamnicole@gmail.com. And I am going to start booking up in January, the end of September. So if you would like to get your name on the list, you could send me a message, and I will put your name on the list for January. I really don't want to book too far out because some people forget. I have to keep reminding everybody so they don't forget. But once again, I want to thank you guys. I'm gonna play Stephen Michael Newman's new song. This is Fire in the Sky. And then I'm going to leave you guys with my song, Pass It On, for the rest of the night. So this is Fire in the Sky by Stephen Michael Newman. He is a Christian artist. He's based in California. If you like this song, you can go and follow him. He's on Facebook, and his music is on all streaming sites. So this is Fire in the Sky. I'll be right back.
See the time ticking on.
That was Stephen Michael Newen's new song, Fire in the Sky. Great song, Stephen. If you like that song, you can get it on all streaming sites, and you can also follow him on Facebook, Stephen Michael Newen. So thank you again, guys. I really appreciate your support on watching this show. And I will see you all next week right here at 6 p.m. And this is my song, Pass It On. If you like this song, you can get this on all streaming sites and my website. Have a nice week, everybody. God bless.
It's you that will have a fresh start. Go up to a lonely soul when they are down. Give them a smile instead of a frown. Pass it on. Pass it on. Keep it going. Spread the love that you are showing to stranger enemies, family and friends. No one is perfect. We're all finding sin. Pass it on. Sharing God's love and the hatred is gone. Let it shine all throughout your heart. Together this world will make another start. Pass it on. His love is showing. Pass it on. Let's keep it going. Pass it on. Pass it on. Pass it on. The love of Jesus. Pass it on. Pass it on. Pass it on. His heart is free. Just pass it on. Pass it on, pass it on. Let's keep it going. Pass it on, pass it on, pass it on. Your love is showing. Pass it on, pass it on, pass it on.